All right, so this is interesting. There are several quatrains which hint at cruel wars raging in England and the return of an ancient plague which will be worse than the war itself. Now, some of you may be tempted to dismiss these prophecies as mere literary devices, like Shakespeare was known for his, flowery language and, his plays and stuff. But these are not just literary devices. They actually predict future events. And I'll tell you about that shortly. So let's have a look. First, we have this quatrain. It says, "In England, cruel wars will rage. The ancient plague will be worse than the enemy. No king's decree can stop it. No riches or possessions can." So there are several things going on here. You have war, you have plague, and then you have a third element which is hinted at, but not explicitly stated, and that is famine. The mention of war and plague is pretty straightforward. It's been generally understood to refer to a specific conflict, the Anglo-Spanish War of 1585 to 1603, which was fought between King Philip II of Spain and Queen Elizabeth I of England. And the war was primarily fought in Ireland, and it was one of the first modern conflicts in which both sides used guerrilla tactics. Okay, so that part is more or less clear. But what about the plague? Who or what is the plague? Well, some scholars have suggested that it refers to the Black Death, which ravaged Europe in the 14th century. However, this interpretation is problematic because the Black Death had already killed off something like half of England's population. And if you read Shakespeare's play, you can see that there are still plenty of people around. So it probably refers to a different plague. In fact, the word plague in early modern English could also mean pestilence or disease. And when you consider the other plagues that were around in Shakespeare's time, syphilis comes to mind, for example. After all, the symptoms of syphilis include fever, headache, sore throat, rash, hair loss, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And those symptoms are strikingly similar to those of COVID. So could it be possible that Shakespeare was alluding to the dreaded French disease? Was he perhaps aware of a new contagion spreading across the continent and brought it to our attention in his play? Well, it's certainly possible, especially since Shakespeare was a well-known hypochondriac. I mean, he wrote a lot about sickness and death and all that stuff. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little exploration of Shakespeare's cryptic quatrain. If you want to see more videos like this, please stay tuned. Thanks for watching.